Now, if you are still here tuning into the video, obviously you have Chakadori down, which means you have your clutch kicking technique down, you have your Scandinavian flick down, and you know how to incorporate them together to get the Chakadori, mongoose, fishtail, whatever you want to call it. Now, if you guys know anything about real world drifting, you guys have heard of Ebisu in Japan, probably the most common real world, well, it's a drift layout, and those tracks have been very, very popularized throughout the drift community. And for good reason, they're awesome tracks, and they really, really do support the drift lifestyle. Now, if you don't know about Ebisu, go check it out. Especially, you know, it's not something you need to know to drift, but the reason why I'm bringing it up is because Ebisu has what they call the Ebisu School Course. And that's where they send new drifters to kind of learn the ways in drifting. Before you go on Togay and North Course and South Course and go to try to, you know, you got Kurakura Land 1 and 2, which are just drift pads, skid pads. And then you have Ebisu School Course. Now, we're a little bit past skid pads, Kurakura Land 1 and 2. So, I think you can probably jump to conclusions with where we're at here. We're at Ebisu School Course, Black Sheep TV lifestyle, and you guys are coming here with us. Go download it, Xbox One, link is in description. PS4 guys, yes, I'm coming over there very soon, and I will be definitely providing some content for you guys as well. Now, I know PS4 already has some real-world Ebisu, like Minami and whatnot, so they're not missing out. Xbox One is definitely missing out right now. We have the school course. Let's go roll through the school course and show you guys what this is. Now, this is pretty real world. This is, I'll show you right now, actually. Here's an overlook of my map. And next to it on the right, there's an overlook of the real school course. I think the biggest difference is what you're looking at is my course is wider on the outside, and that's about the extent of it. And that's just because I really wanted it to be for GTA drifting. So we're on the outside, and this is the route that would traditionally be taken. You know, like if you're really going to drift this course, you would be going down in this counterclockwise motion. So you can go around that outside. We're on the outside lane. When you get to here, you can obviously be dipping down into this position and drifting all the way out, which can link you over into here, which is in the middle of the course. Again, just a big circular donut pad with a bunch of connections. But the outside line brings you into a high-speed corner as well, where you can kind of get right up against that outside corner and get going. So your first thing is, if I would have brought you to this course right away in the video, you'd be saying, well, this isn't possible. I can't drift this. How the heck am I going to drift this line? That's a straight line. Well, you know how to do it now. It's going to be a quick side-to-side motion. And let's show you that. So I come back up in. I'm going to Scandinavian flick it over. Single gear technique right now because I would have spun out otherwise. Clutch kicking out of it. Speeding in. Scandinavian flick out. Proper RPMs. Oh, I flung out. I went down proper RPMs for first gear because I was going too slow for second. Let's get another run at that. That was a lot of fun. There's so much going on when you're using this. You're using the left trigger. You're hitting the emergency brake. You're switching in between techniques. A lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. That's another thing I want to talk about, guys, is don't get caught up in laying a complete, straight, dominant black line behind you like you're doing with the single gear technique like this. Don't get caught up in it because this is as fast as you can possibly go with leaving that line. And still, if you check your line, you have these little aspects, little areas. They're difficult to see, but you're letting off, and it's still not the proper, you know, this is the better way, guys, straight up. I'm sure most of you know that by now, but some people still need to be told. Heck, I was on the middle of the bandwagon for a while. Oh man, I'm not getting the wall very well. In all honesty, I think the wall might be a little bit close in proportions. Either that or I think maybe our turn might be a little off. That's probably what it is this turn's a little off. I'll fix it. I'll fix it before I publish it, guys. I have linked it properly though, so I do know I know it's possible to be done. Yes, yes. No, no. Dang it. I still kind of saved it. Oh, man. As soon as you start going in the middle and making up your own line, that's the fun thing about this, is you don't have to go there. You can go in here and you can whip it down here. Oh, man. Cool thing about this course, too, is when you go out into the grass, it doesn't leave actual tire marks. Like, it's actual kind of like grass, which is cool. It's kind of like grass. Look at how much it is, you know? It's so much like grass. I wonder if I can get that line. I haven't even tried that one. Alright, so guys, if you're watching, you're like, how are you linking some of this stuff? Like, my car just shifts. Well, my car shifts too. What you're doing is you're re-engaging the clutch kick. So right as it's about to shift, re-engage the clutch kick, but hold the emergency brake for, like, you know, just like twice as long as you would normally hold it, which is what, a millisecond? You know, it's absolutely nothing. Since the normal movement is this, literally that fast, just do this. Just a little hold, you know what I mean? Just a little tiny hold. And sometimes you don't even need the hold. If you're in enough of an angle, your car will slow itself down enough to re-engage, like right there, but I was off on my line. Now I'm going too slow. I had to re-engage twice, and it was at the top of this first, so it just shifted right away. It's all about speed, RPM, timing. I mean, there's so much when it comes into this style. And you are going to be using that left trigger, as I just showed you right there. And I should have used it again, but I didn't because I was talking. And yes, if you're not able to link into a line, rip on the handbrake and just hold on the handbrake with your tires turned hard into the angle you're going at. And you'll link the very end of the line. But then you need to be able to get into your speed again, so it's tough to do. Usually you're going to have to go into the single gear technique if you rip a handbrake into a tight corner. Scandinavian flick, going in, clutch kicking it in. Chokadori across the long line. Going in single gear technique because we're going too slow. I really sketched that out though. Now we're clutch kicking out of the technique with their Scandinavian flick going out. Long line, handbrake, long line, clutch kick, clutch kick, clutch kick. There we go. I had to get 3 and I was still going too slow by that time. Oh man, that would have been a good one. Here's another little tip for you guys. If you do have to get out of this single gear drift with the Scandinavian flick, it's like you already have the body momentum, so it's right now, let off, clutch kick, and you're in first gear right now, but that first gear, because it shifted so much easier, it still brought you up into second gear in speed, in about halfway in your RPMs when it resets, so it's going to allow you to clutch kick again. So there is a potential of being able to link a single gear drift with a clutch kicking drift. Now when you really get these things down, we can start going into 360 entries, reverse entries, really close tandems. The next thing we got to be thinking about is the controller view version of this video, and that will help the rest of you guys that aren't too familiar with what the heck is going on out there. Don't come into this if you can't do the basics, straight up. So there you have it, guys, up in the little booth here. Again, this is just like the real world. They have one. Our wall's a little high and it needs some fences, but we ran out of props. So there's a few little inconsistencies, but this thing is pretty dang real world, and I'm pretty proud of building the Ebisu School Course. My first Ebisu course to actually offer to you guys too. And yeah, it's for all of you guys. I'm not holding this down for Patreon. No, nothing like that. I will probably even try to get this for my PS4 fan base as well over there. But that's in another time. I got to get the PS4 here first. We got to get it set up, and I got to get my account rolling. It's all tasks. Oh my God. What was that? I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. It doesn't feel, well, it kind of feels like I am, but I don't think I am. I mean, it all comes down to connecting a line, and we did show you how to connect the line and how to get that clutch kick to go into one big, long, steady motion where you have to keep re-engaging the clutch kick, kind of. So to the clutch kickers that were hating on me for handbrake smashing in the past, we're still kind of smashing handbrakes, aren't we? And no disrespect, of course, like I said. This is the better way of drifting, and I do thank everybody that was, busting my balls trying to get me to do this over the other way. I do appreciate it, guys. You guys are ultimately, we're just looking out for the community, all in all. Well, honestly, I think that's actually going to do it for us, guys. We do have part 2 coming up, so that'll kind of clarify to everybody that just was not getting it the other way around. Well, this way that we're talking about right now, just speaking. As I said, some people just really need to have a visual aspect. But doing that as a second video will allow me to make it a lot shorter and just focus on the technique in itself now that you guys know what I'm talking about. Getting a good look at the course before we take off here. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. Liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos if you are sharing these videos. If you're new to Black Sheep TV and this is the first time you're hearing about me, or you're just new to the channel, a new subscriber in general, thank you first off, and secondly, go check out the channel. There's a ton of information on the channel. YouTube does not really like my channel. I don't know why or what or when or who or any of that stuff, but like I'm getting a lot of demonetized videos, and I also run into a lot of issues with people not getting my notifications, which is, neither of those are fun, neither of those are cool to deal with. So the best I can say is if you have not hit the notification bell, please do that. That will get you all of the best information from the channel and get you the most notifications. You're still only going to probably get between 30 and 80% of what I post, even with that bell hit, which is beyond stupid, but whatever. Double subscribed and you're still not going to get 100%. That's how it is anyways. But as always, guys, I hope you all stay happy, stay positive, and we will definitely speak to you next time.